I'm Matthew Chung, the transport reporter at the National, and we're here today at Emirates Driving Institute in Dubai to learn some defensive driving techniques. Right away we went into a lecture hall and sat through what was a pretty long presentation on basically what the driving habits in the UAE are, explaining why there's a need for people to drive more cautiously.
What is the reason behind these crashes?
In the lecture, we give them presentation for at least 1 hour, 15 minutes. In between that, there is a lot of discussion. We discuss about the statistics, about the technical points.
I just remember there's a lot of different acronyms actually.
Small acts of courtesy are...
One of the things that they talked about was the circle of safety, which is making sure there's plenty of space around your car. A lot of it felt to me like learner drivers training in some ways, because by the end of it, frankly, I felt a little bit tired. I was like, okay, time for a break now. Well, after the lecture, we got to go out and we did the vehicle maintenance check.
To give them the information, the recommended checks in their vehicle daily or weekly.
Now this is where, for me, all my ignorance about a vehicle came to light, because I didn't know what half the stuff was they were showing us. So that was very beneficial, definitely for me. I don't think anyone had ever shown me all the different parts of the car that you need to check on a fairly regular basis. So then after that, we finally got behind the wheel, and it was just an assessment test where the instructor sat in the passenger seat and he said, just go ahead and drive. Directed me to make a few different turns. He wasn't making many comments other than, okay, that's good, that's good. A couple times I saw him take notes down, which brought back bad memories of the driving exam. At the end of it, I was given an assessment.
After the initial drive, our trainers, they give them the feedback. Afterwards, he indicates the areas where they need the development.
If I'm in your place, I will lean my body to front.
Most of the problems that I had to do with changing lanes.
So vehicle, you're very good.
And while he said I drove pretty good, there were a couple things which were pretty grave actually when I think about it.
Here I'm not happy with it.
And after that, our instructors, they show them what is the defensive driving, how to drive.
So he now got behind the wheel. He started driving. I got to see how he was doing things, and one of the techniques he uses was to talk about everything that's happening on the road ahead of him.
And the pickup is coming behind me. There is one bus.
It was really good because it gave me a chance to, well, for one, watching him drive and seeing how he was very smooth in his lane changes, for instance.
Okay.
How aware he was of what was going on the road. Everything he showed me I thought was really beneficial actually.
Afterwards, the delegates will be invited once again. They will have to sit behind the steering wheel and they have to drive where the trainer will only coach them. They will only provide the coaching to them.
And in the end, it was for me to drive again, and this was kind of, well, I thought of it as my final evaluation, although maybe they wouldn't put it that way. But it was certainly to see if I'd learned what they taught me, at least within that space of half an hour, and would I apply it. He'd asked me to look at what was happening on the road and to describe it for him as I was driving. Basically, a lot of it was justifying to him and to myself, I'm actually in a safe zone right now. I believe it's in my blind spot, so I'm going to actually ease off of the accelerator to let him go by me. Stopping here.
Afterwards, at the end of the session, we come back to the EDI main office, and then the delegates will be informed about their development outcome. So at the end of the day, one score sheet will be given to the delegate. It will be this reflection of his driving, where he was, where he is now, and what he needs in the future.
I was happy, and I think he was happy too. He'd had me mostly ranked as normal for the areas he wanted me to improve, and in all of those I had moved up to doing a good job. So I was pretty good, not perfect, but I was happy with how I'd done. I think that it certainly is beneficial for drivers to go and do this course. Just like with anything else, if we don't continually practice good habits, they need to develop bad habits. And I found out I had a few bad habits from doing this course.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I guess I'll see you in a year at least. Hopefully before that.